Welcome to episode 12 of the Chaotic Goodness Podcast, where sand gets in places it shouldn't. Let the chaos begin.
After freeing some slaves from a slave market in Lapore City and escaping using a combination of explosions, gunfire and a mechanical sandworm, the crew of the irritated Badger find themselves in the desert. We join them now as they emerge from a makeshift shelter they erected in order to avoid a sandstorm.
So let's pick up, imagine the camera is zooming in on the crew here in the desert, and we see Gideon Rin is sitting down on some metal in the middle of the desert.
You see nothing because there's a sandstorm.
No, the sandstorm is past.
Oh, well, thank goodness.
This is after the sandstorm.
So then you wouldn't see Ren because she's buried.
Well, no, this is a little bit after time. We're doing a time lapse here. Makes her shiny. And Rin is sitting on the remains of the shelter as a place to sit. Her arms are frozen kind of in front of her, and Gideon is using whatever materials that are left over from the remains of the sandworm to see if he can help Rin and her arm problem.
Fucking sandworm.
It could be worse. You're welcome.
You had one job.
And I did it so well.
And Gideon says, "Hold still, Rin. You kind of got the whole zombie thing going for you right now. I'm going to see what I can do. There wasn't a whole lot to work with, but I did find some oil and some
oil
things.
Can.
Yeah, there you go.
Oil can.
And some stuff I can use to kind of see if I can unfreeze your arms.
You're in my head.
That is very scary.
Goddamn psychics.
I convinced her of wanting a heart, but I think that's another cannibal joke, isn't it?
Oh, God.
I have more heart than you.
All right. So we're going to roll Gideon's expertise to see if he can get Rin's arms back into working order.
What?
Brains.
Gideon's like, stop. Don't make me laugh while I'm doing this. This is delicate work. Your cybernetics are very detailed. So while this is going on...
I think that's a compliment coming from Gideon.
It could be. While this is going on, who is... Somebody in the crew has to be trying to find their bearings, figure out where to go, try to find passing ships or vehicles or something. Who is working on that?
I have no skills to help us in this endeavor. I'll wave my arms violently and recklessly at the sky.
The pilot can't navigate us out of a desert. That's what he just said.
I can navigate space, motherfucker, not sand. Blame the person that found us a goddamn sandworm.
If only we had a navigation room on the sandworm.
I got us out.
I'm good at survival, however, I'm indisposed at the moment.
So is anybody out trying to figure out something, or is everybody just standing around waiting to see if Rin's arms start working?
Sure, I'll aimlessly wander the desert looking for any signs of civilization in the vast wasteland of misery.
So somebody who knows what they're doing.
I'll go with him and help out.
I need an
We can
adult.
figure out, bearings and direction. And
Will you be my chaperone?
And that was the last anyone has ever heard of Dr. Arthur Ezekiel III in Henthal.
Next time on Fallout 6.
We found it. It's the Garden of Eden creation kit.
All right.
The City of Mercy. Found it. That's what we're naming it now.
So the two of the men are going off and doing that. Flossie, what are you doing?
I am sitting inside the sandworm pouting because they keep blaming me for it.
So the
Rightfully blaming you for it.
Shut up, Henthal.
You can't hear me.
the innards, the wreckage, the metallic exoskeleton of the sandworm parade float.
At least if it was a real sandworm, we'd have food.
There's a few bags of chips in here. I found them. There's like this box in the back of it. It has snacks. You want some?
Is it spicy?
No.
Are they chipotle flavored?
No. What is that?
I don't know, but it sounds delicious.
No, it doesn't.
You don't know my life.
And what about the 3 slaves? The ones that we rescued. What are they doing?
Laughing.
Eating chips with me.
They're okay. There we go. So the three slaves and Flossie are sitting in the wreckage of the metallic sandworm.
Hey, wait. Are the slaves from this planet? From this desert?
Yes, we established that.
Hey, new slave dudes that are now free because we saved you.
I
And
thought you wandered off with Arthur.
They have names.
Oh, I thought we were just discussing snacks with her. So
you can come back.
yeah, we'll wander back. Hey, we almost got lost.
All right, we'll edit that out. So the 3 slaves and Flossie are sitting around eating chips in the wreckage of the metallic sandworm, getting to know each other, I'm guessing. And let's see. I want which one of you guys is doing the searching or getting your bearings, and which one is assisting?
I'm doing the not getting lost bit. Whatever. Sure, I'll be searching.
Okay,
I'll do the assistant.
There we go.
Okay, so
Hashtag teamwork.
how about this? How about we have, since Hental is going to do the assessment role, you give me assessment expertise, and if needed, Arthur can help. Just to make things a little easier here.
What are you trying to say? You trying to say I'm not helpful?
I'm saying we're fucked.
No, I'm saying if we have to rely on your dice, we're all dead.
Well,
You got snake eyes, so that's a failure. So now it's all up to Arthur.
we're fucking lost. We ain't found shit.
And in the darkness of the desert, Hental and Arthur ate each other.
Listen, I'll eat your left arm. You eat my right arm.
Get a little sympathy for Rin, huh?
9.
Wow. Okay, so
There's going to be some consequences for this.
no, not for. With the 9, you actually turn a failure into a partial success. So, what happens is, Hental. Here's the situation. Hental fails to notice something. Arthur points it out, but both of you suffer a consequence or have to make a hard choice as a result of this.
Listen, bro. If we need to eat a body part, we're sticking with arms.
Okay, I'm
Well,
right.
all right, you can have my upper thigh because I don't need the leg so much to fly as the hands.
Okay, I'm
you need
right-handed,
your hand,
so, yeah.
well, your left hand.
That works.
All right.
I have an idea. While you two are arguing about who eats who first and what body part, both of you are caught unawares by, let's say, some sort of desert nomad tribe that is going to attack you.
Sand peoples? Plural?
Peoples that live in the sand,
Yes.
whatever you would call them. I don't know. Some sort of desert raiders or something.
Toucan
Raiders?
raiders?
Oh, okay.
So while you guys are wandering in the desert, I'm talking to my 3 new friends over some yummy chips.
And Gideon fixes Rin's arms.
This
You can
is
move
good.
them now.
This is good. And so
Finally.
I've got some information about the desert for you.
Well, currently,
Much like the mechanical sandworm, super not helpful at the moment.
so you are you're accosted by, let's see, about 3 of these desert nomad type people. They're wrapped up desert clothes and everything. Can't really tell what species they are because they're so wrapped up with masks and everything.
Do they bleed?
We don't know that yet. And so they're making threatening gestures at you. They're speaking in some foreign tongue.
Wait, I have linguist.
Yes, you do.
Can I use that to determine what they're saying?
With linguist, you automatically know every
Oh.
language in the galaxy.
No, I fucking know what they're saying.
Okay, so they're pointing their, looks like their primitive type weapons at you, and they're saying, don't, basically what it translates to is, you aliens don't move. You're trespassing on sacred sands.
What are they
We
saying?
might be able to talk this out. Hang on.
And then
What are they
you
saying?
You feel a tickle in your brain.
We've
And
talked about
you
mental
hear-
rape.
You hear
All right.
Flossie's voice in your head
Stop, Flossie.
saying,
stop.
"Hey, Hental, my friend Zarvu says watch out for the people that live in the desert."
Again, like the worm, not helpful.
You named one of them Zarvu?
Stay in your own head.
His mama named him, not
okay.
me.
Oh, we're just establishing
Stay
that.
in your own head.
You're welcome. I'm getting you information.
Can I get like a tinfoil hat? Is there a thing I can do to keep her out?
Fine.
How do I silence the voices? How do I silence the voices?
We'll figure that out at some point.
You feel a
If
tickle in your
psychics
brain.
existed, how would one keep them out of your head?
He doesn't know because he feels his brain tickling.
While this is going on, the nomads are getting pretty upset.
Try to apologize and tell them we're lost. Oh, my bad. Sacred sand. I'm going to brush the sand off my feet to I'm sorry. I didn't mean to steal your sand.
Give me a
influence.
Yes,
that's what this sounds
influence
like. And I have
roll.
that. We'll see if this fails miserably.
Don't you have a mediate? Are you going to use mediate, or are you just going to do an influence roll?
I forgot I had mediate.
So you would roll a influence get involved roll.
But I am involved, so I don't think it works on me.
Well, it's still basically the same roll. Well, with mediate, okay, yeah. If you're getting involved between two other parties,
yeah, it's get involved or interfere in interpersonal or cramped quarters.
All right, so you would just give me a straight up influence roll then.
Let's see how bad this fails miserably.
We'll see if he needs help.
I got 10.
You succeed completely. So there's this misunderstanding. There's some threatening going on. James, tell us exactly how this plays out in a way where they become more friendly disposed to you.
Oh, so I'm going to tell them that, no, friends, we are not here to offend your sacred traditions. We are attempting to free slaves from the evil dictator overlord. We're lost, so I can't tell you where that is. And we're trying to get out of here. So maybe
you are at the Latpur slave yards.
We're at the Latpur slave yards, wherever that is from here, because we're lost trying to free slaves.
That hits a chord with them because they think slavery is wrong, which it is.
Goddamn right.
Which it is, kids. They become more friendly disposed to you, and they say, "So you're fighting against the great evil in the cities."
Yes, with as much violence and vitriol as possible, but with as little loss of human life is needed.
That is a very noble goal.
That's what I said.
Yes. We will smile upon you this day, and we will offer you any aid that you require.
All right, our sandworm is back that way. We need to figure out how to get to civilization so we can get these rescued slaves back to their safety and home.
You possess a sacred sandworm?
No. Our idiot psychic decided to steal a mechanical parade float one.
Why do you keep calling her a psychic?
This is high-level discussions. Know your
brain
role.
tickle. Zeke! Psst, Zeke! Hey, hello!
Yeah, I can hear you. You're coming through my comm just fine. What's up?
Yeah, sure, you're calm. Whatever. Hey, listen. So, which way did you go? Did you go towards the sun or away from the sun?
Perpendicular to the path of the sun.
Okay. Sure. So, but which way? Because there's two of those.
Away from the sandworm.
Away from the sandworm.
Okay.
Perpendicular. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So, I just found out that in order to get back to civilization, although I don't know if we want to go back there because they're chasing us.
That's where the ship is at.
We have to go the opposite direction.
Oh, well, again, like 3 minutes too late, but I think we made some friends.
Oh, did you meet the sand people?
Yes.
Oh.
So I see you
we
kind
tread
of
on
staring and like talking. Tell her to kick rocks. We got this.
So
we tread on their sacred sands.
So Hental.
Yeah, that I heard that these are sacred sands. That's what my new friends told me.
Yeah, you got the communicator. What is a good name for this particular people or tribe?
The Kyoki.
Ooh, there we go. The Kyoki
cool.
people. The Kyoki people of the Latpur deserts.
Hopefully that doesn't mean something bad in another language.
No, I saw that game over there and just kind of put a couple words together.
Oh, all right. That's good. Good.
This episode's brought to you by Kyoki.
Thank you to peacelovinggames.com.
Hashtag true fact.
You ingratiated yourself to them, so they say that that the Kyoki people of the sands, we are willing to help you. Is it just you and your mate here that is going to fight against the evils in the
me
city?
and my friend here, not mate. Definitely not mate. Just friend.
They seem really friendly.
They're super friendly. Trust me. We are part of a slightly larger people that were trying to rescue some slaves, and there may or may not have been a gunfight between a lord and some bodyguards and an escape on a mechanical sandworm in that general direction. Then we got caught in the sandstorm, and we're just looking for a way to get out of here.
Where are the rest of your people?
Back at the mechanical sandworm that way. Okay. About a quarter of a day's walk.
Can you lead us to them?
Absolutely can do that.
They yell at each other. Some others are kind of like getting mounted on.
So what's going on? I don't speak.
One of them gets on some sort of mechanical speeder thing and
Did you tell them about
glides
the
off.
gunfight
Oh, I told them.
and the explosion?
Yeah, and that we're trying to save slaves, and they're like, "Hey, you guys kick ass.
Oh.
You should go save more slaves." And I was like, "Totes," and I was like, "Done." And now they're going to take us back to the sandworm and hook us up with some help.
The two that remain after their friend goes off, they tell you it's like, you will lead us to your people, and we will bring supplies and see what aid you need.
Lovely, wondrous idea. Follow, hopefully. And I'm going to start walking back in the general direction.
Right. They actually have like sand, little personal sand skiffs. No, not lizards. No, not lizards. Metallic. Well, do we? Oh, you know what? Let's make them lizards.
Mounted lizards.
Let's make them lizard mounts.
Yes.
Let's do this. Yes.
I'm thinking like not a knockoff and totally unique lizard thing that may or may not squeak while scaling cliff sides on a desert planet, fighting bad guys with some magic user.
That doesn't sound like anything I've ever
at all.
heard of.
Yeah, no.
Let's do it.
All right.
Perfect.
They whistle, and these giant lizards rise up out of the sand.
They're chameleons.
They're chameleons.
Yes.
Chameleon lizards. You rise up out of the sand. They have, kind of rudimentary saddles and everything and bridles, and both of them get on an individual chameleon lizard and gesture for you two to get on.
Okay, which one of us is... You're the pilot. You're in front.
No, you're both riding behind
They each have a
riders.
lizard, and
Yes.
You're
they're
both
each getting
riding,
on one.
bitch.
Yes, they each ride one. There we go.
Listen, I'm cool with who I am. I'm going to hug the shit out of this guy so I don't fall off.
So they both they pull back on the reins, and the lizards rear up and make a mighty desert lizard sound, which sounds like Kim.
That was as effective as the worm. I'm just
With a mighty they speed off in the direction where Hental, you are directing them,
that away.
and the other one is following.
Considering he's the one who almost got us lost in the first place, did he point the right direction?
Well, let's see. Hental, give me a face adversity roll with expertise to see.
Whoa. We had just figured out where we're going. All I had to do was turn 180 degrees. There is no adversity to that. We were walking around that way.
No, you turned to talk to the sand people.
Right, but my feet were still in footprints, plus
Just-
the 20 behind me that were probably
Just
there.
give us a roll to see if you encounter any mishaps on the way back to the mighty sandworm.
11. No.
No, you do not. Back to the scene here in the wreckage of the mechanical stuff. So Flossie and the guys are eating chips, and one girl, one female, are hanging out in the mechanical sandworm.
It's a lot cooler in here.
Yes, it is. And Rin is finally able to move her arms again. You're welcome. Oh, one thing that I did want to point out, since you guys were, James, you said that you guys were wandering for a long time in the desert. So what I would like to do then, since we had a long period of time where a bunch of us at the campsite were stuck together, I want to do a close quarters roll with Gideon. So
So it's going to be with one of you two. That's going to
Yes,
be
it
fun.
will.
Oh,
Game the fuck
man.
over.
Just because
man.
no one.
Are you going to hang out in the sandworm with us?
Every time I called for a cramped quarters roll, nobody picked Gideon, so I'm going to take matters into my own hands.
Don't take it personally.
I'm not.
Gideon doesn't shower. We don't like that.
Gideon, well.
Way
always
too much console
Taking
cleaning.
matters into his own hands.
And those baby wipes all the time with the goddamn baby
Exactly.
wipes.
Gideon is going to make a cramped quarters roll. It is just 2d6. Ooh.
Did he roll a 3?
Yes, he did. And I was going
I
to
don't have the worst dice.
I was going to oh, by the way, these are dice that we're rolling dice that we were sending away to our contest winners. So we're passing the curse on to you guys. Enjoy.
Chad is using the purple and blue dice.
Don't make it a surprise. Nobody knows.
Chad, get them out of your underwear.
So I was actually going to pick Rin. So we need to describe what caused the newest hurt feelings or bad blood between you. So Gideon is a very awkward individual, and I'm willing to bet it was probably something where he put his foot in his mouth. So while Gideon's working on your arm and everything and getting it moving, he's trying to pass the time by talking to you and everything. And he does mention, it's like, look, Rin, I want to apologize for Hental and Zeke about constantly joking about you being a cannibal. I understand. I mean, when you do what you have to do to survive, and nobody can blame you for that, right? So
Right.
So we're all. I mean, just because you've eaten a couple of people doesn't mean you're a bad person.
Desperate times call for
What
desperate
in the
measures.
world are you saying?
I
No,
am
no,
not a cannibal.
No, I'm just Flossie. I'm just saying that I don't mind that she's eaten a couple of limbs. It's okay.
But we don't. We don't know if there's more than one involved, or if it was even a limb.
What? I don't. People,
What?
I have not eaten human flesh.
Oh,
You said human very specifically.
Oh, I've eaten flesh. Animals?
Of other humanoids?
No.
Oh.
No.
So other people have eaten you, but you haven't eaten other people.
so a very awkward moment was had, and it probably ends with everybody, well, with Ren fuming and with Flossie and Gideon both kind of having an embarrassed
the freed
silence.
slaves staring awkwardly in mild terror.
The slaves,
Dear fucking God, who
slaves-
saved us? Are we
slaves-
the next meal?
the slaves are looking at each
Oh
other
my
going,
gosh,
man, we thought we
guys,
had
no,
it bad.
No, we don't eat people, especially not you guys. You're awesome. You're my new friends. We're not
No.
gonna eat
If
you.
anybody was going to eat anybody, it'd be Ren, right?
No,
Shit, sorry. I'm sorry.
she's not a cannibal.
Right, okay. Well, you know what? How about we all just shut up, finish the chips.
Do you want some,
Shut up.
Gideon?
Okay, and at this time, you hear the sound of sand lizards coming across the dunes. and you look-
Wait. What sound did the sound make?
Arr! With a mighty over the sands
The ambulance.
come the lizards. And so at this point, they're far away. All you guys see is two giant lizards with robed figures on them. You have no idea if they're friend or foe. Gideon sees them coming over the horizon. He's like, oh, thank God. And I can stop talking now.
What do you see?
They're
out there?
giant lizards coming straight towards us. It looks like they got riders.
And you're saying thank God?
They're
Yeah,
coming
that
right
means-
towards us.
I mean, because now the conversation, the subject has changed.
True.
Let's deal with this. What is going on there?
Does that look
I think
like
we need-
Zeke and Hental riding bitch on those things?
Give me an assessment roll to see how good your eyesight is.
All right, here we go.
Let's see. That would be, I guess,
Probably not
expertise.
good.
See how good you are at pointing things out.
I'm not. That would be a 6.
You got a
don't
6.
know.
So
I can't really tell.
if you got a 6, that means I have to tell you something that you wish wasn't true.
Okay, go ahead.
So Jesus. So you see the lizards coming over the horizon, and behind them you see like a small shuttlecraft coming your way, and it looks like its weapons are out, and it's coming towards you.
Are there any kind of insignia on the side?
Not
Totally unmarked.
No.
no. This has nothing to do with the nomads, but anyway.
Oh, damn it.
So you guys see this, and Hental and
Are we also
Zeke.
just learning of the shuttlecraft?
yeah,
that's
well,
behind us?
it was in silent mode. So you guys are coming over the kill.
Fucking shuttlecraft!
This is science fiction.
It's not.
Fiction.
Hey, blame her shitty roll, all right?
I'm blaming the shitty sandworm for the entirety of this
There
situation.
we go. It was the curse of the sandworm.
Fucking A.
Episode 11.
It was amazing.
You
One job.
And it had snacks.
One job.
so Hental and Zeke, you see like the shadow of the craft going over your heads as it heads straight towards the camp, and I want everybody in the camp to give me face adversity roll with physique to see if you can duck and cover.
I'm inside the sandworm.
So
How much ducking do I need to do?
You don't need to roll that high.
And there isn't much left. of
3
the
levels.
sandworm.
Pass, not pass, and
whole
partial
lot.
pass.
No, here's the part that I like. This is probably the police looking for
I
whoever
got
stole
a
his
7. I don't
sandworm
duck and
float.
cover well at
It's
all.
not even like those aren't guns. It's another float in the parade searching for the missing float.
So what did Ren get?
This is unfortunate.
Oh boy.
No, 6.
6. Okay,
That's
what did Flossie get?
7.
What
Gideon
did
got a
Gideon-
6. So we have two.
We ain't found shit.
There will be no ducking or covering.
Two people
they're
didn't
about
duck
to
and
get
cover.
Shot to death.
Flossie did succeed in finding cover. However,
Not ducking.
no.
Yeah.
However, there is a consequence or a hard choice that has to be made.
I have to pull a human shield over me.
Yes.
Sure. It's okay.
Yes.
So you.
I
Wow.
panic and I pull one of my new friends.
Don't worry, we won't eat you. We're just gonna catch bullets, you fucking
Flossie, I'm so disappointed.
This podcast
Rin?
has gone to a dark place. So the ship comes over the dunes, firing its weapons at the campsite. Rin, give me a brace for impact roll, and Gideon's going to do
This
the
is my
same thing.
human. Without them, I am unprotected. Without me, they are unprotected.
2d6 plus.
There
your
are
armor.
many like it, but only this one is mine.
We're trying to play a game here, boys.
Yeah, so are we. We call this one Mock the Losers.
That's not very nice.
Red rolled an 8.
You rolled an 8, so that's for brace for impact.
I'm using Steve's die, so
I got a
That
whole litany of
explains so
D6s over here you
much.
can steal. That's fine.
because of your cybernetic enhancements that make you somewhat armored, you only take a major wound.
oh, is that all?
That's all.
wound.
Listeners at home, she didn't believe in dice having memories or carrying curses before she started rolling my dice.
Bum,
don't.
bum, bum.
And there are
This
no
is like
psychics
the real
in this
world
universe.
application of like Dr. Zeke here.
Gideon, however, goes down hard in the sand.
That's what you get, assuming someone's a cannibal.
Wait, is this the second time he's near dead?
I
We
wouldn't
don't have a
say
crowd tube
near
this
dead.
time.
We don't know what happened yet. So, and Flossie, you see this. You grab the friend that you had just made.
This would be let's see. His name is Arsturk.
Okay, so you grab Arsturk and pull him in front of you as bullets rip through his body, protecting you and ruining his day.
Hopefully not permanent.
His two friends see this and shriek in terror and run out into the sand.
Take us back, former slave owners!
Come back!
We were safer with the slave lord!
This is
Still have the
not,
shackles.
And,
not what I
Trying to
had in
kill us and
mind.
eat us!
and Hental and Zeke both see this. You see your campsite be shot up by this
I'm
mysterious
gonna
craft.
ask our lizard driving friend here who they are at the sky.
Any idea?
They
The
refer
local
to,
magistrate?
yeah, sure. Yeah,
Johnny Law!
they are law enforcement on this planet.
Mr. I am the law.
They're kind of trigger happy then.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So,
They didn't even ask any questions. It was just a whole bunch of shooting.
welcome to space opera. So,
Wow.
what are
Right, that's
what
not
are
cool.
Are they
the two-
American trained law enforcement?
They might be. What are Hental and Zeke doing? You have a chance to act while the ship is doing
How
its.
sizable is this shuttlecraft?
It's like it's a single man.
So you're saying an assault rifle with burst and penetrating that is class 2 may be able to deal some damage to it.
If it's penetrating, possibly.
I would open fire on that mofo.
Okay,
You're
so
going to do better than me punching it with my shock glove. So
Yes,
yeah, go
that
for
is
it.
We'll see
almost
what happens.
a certainty.
all right. So
After I ask if our friend here has any friends that can help with this.
their third friend was getting
Okay.
others to come find you.
So
guys.
there's going to be a delay. All right, I'll
Yes.
shoot.
So give me a metal roll.
All right, if these ones do well, these are the ones I'm going to send somebody because they should have at least decent dice. 9. I'll take a 9.
Okay, so you succeed. Let's see. So that was open fire. So at a 9, you win. Your target is dead, injured, incapacitated, retreating, pinned, surrendering, etc. But I have to choose one or more of the following consequences. So I'm assuming you were intending to destroy this craft or
either ground it or
down.
make it so it can't shoot.
Okay.
Those are my 2 goals.
So you succeed in getting it to leave you guys alone. Like you shoot it at just the right spot. It spooks the pilot. He flies off. However, the ship suffers a lesser fate. So you don't disable it, but it flies away.
Okay, I'll take that.
Okay. You scare it off.
That's right, motherfucker. I don't know. That's all I got.
Okay. You see Rin take a few rounds, but she's staggering backwards, and you see Gideon he's writhing around in the sand. And Flossie is running out of the remains of the sandworm going, wait, come back.
Oh, shit, Gideon. And I'll run in to try and save him.
So you run.
We like Gideon.
Yes.
Do we
run.
also see the freed slaves running away
Yes,
from the
you
lunatic
see
that
two.
used them as
You
a
see
human shield?
2 of the slaves that you freed running away. Flossie's running out after them. She's covered in blood for some reason.
What in the blue fuck is going on?
Do these?
How did
Christy,
I get here?
do these slave beings? Do they have different colored blood than we do?
I would say similar but different. So maybe more rust.
Okay, so more of a brownish, kind of rusty colored. Okay, Flossie comes running out, covered in some sort of brownish, rust colored liquid. You're not quite sure what that is. And Zeke, you said that you were running down to Gideon.
Yeah, try to patch him up.
Okay, you run over to him. He's alive. He's writhing around. He took a ship weapon bullet to the leg. So he has a debility. He cannot use that leg.
So true story. My best friend's dad took a 50 caliber machine gun round through his wrist.
Oh,
that'll do some damage.
Yeah. So luckily his wrist was resting right on top of the barrel, so it didn't take his hand off.
Not enough time to develop the cavitation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, sent him home from the war.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
Okay, so Gideon is...
Fun fact.
His leg looks pretty bad, so you're going to try to patch him up?
Yeah.
You are a doctor, but you don't have...
I don't have medical facility.
You do not have a medical facility.
Hey, wait. I'm going to translate and see if our friend has an emergency first aid kit on him, on his saddlebags in this lizard, since they're wandering the desert. One would think they would be prepared.
I can probably keep him from bleeding out from a critical injury, but I can't actually treat.
He doesn't have a critical injury.
Okay.
He has a major debility. Like that leg is unusable. But
yeah,
you could,
but I can keep it from killing him until we get into a
you could potentially do that. And
again,
Hental, good thinking. The medical supplies that these nomads have, they do. I mean, obviously they have medical supplies. However, they're not probably what Zeke is used to. They're more. They're primitive.
It's not a med lab.
It's not a med lab. It's more like salves,
butchers.
Unguents. Maybe some sort of weird kind of pincher thing from some beast as sutures. No, there are no leeches in a desert. Zeke, give me a patch-up roll.
It's sci-fi.
That's plus expertise. Oh, did you kill Gideon?
Okay, the good news is that on a 6, I don't actually cause more injury. I just fail.
Good.
Do you
Can I
want
try
my
again?
dice?
Yeah.
Take your pick. I got a lot.
We'll say no, because without a med lab or anything like that, you can't. There's nothing you can do. He's not dying. He just cannot use his leg.
We're going to have to carry Gideon out of the desert.
It's a good thing we have a busted-ass metal sandworm we can make a stretcher out of.
That's exactly it. So Gideon is writhing in pain, but the nomads give him something that help with that. Gideon is just not having a good month.
No.
And you go in and you inspect the camp and everything.
This planet, did we? Like, we came here on purpose?
Yeah, no, this was deliberate.
Yeah, it was deliberate.
So we can deliberately get back to the hospital planet that we just left?
I know how far the jump point is. I forget, because that wasn't articulated to us at the beginning of the last
Every
episode.
jump point is about a week away from every planet, and then
The jump is instantaneous.
Okay.
the jump is instantaneous. So
There we go. So, yeah,
a week
about a
out
week
to jump,
out.
a week to the
And
hospital.
anybody looking inside the remains of the sandworm see the remains of one of the people that you freed,
Dear sweet Jesus, what the blue hell happened?
covered in the same colored liquid that Flossie is covered in.
I'm going to do everything I can to keep our new sand people friends away from the inside of the worm.
Ren will be checking on the
It wasn't
porcelain.
my fault.
No, it clearly was your fault.
No, it was the people with the guns.
Listen, we've given you 2
They shot
separate
at us.
individual jobs. and you have butchered both of them.
Literally in this case.
Yes. You took it from a metaphorical butcher job
the one
to a literal.
holding the gun.
No, apparently you were the one holding the dude between you and the bullets.
I panicked and ducked behind him. I mean.
So does that mean if I see a spider crawling up your leg, I can burst a couple rounds into your knee? I
That
don't
would-
panic.
Rin
That
said
would
she was
hurt.
doing something. Rin, what did you say you were doing?
I am checking on the person who has been shot.
Yeah, he's dead.
Hey, maybe we should track down the other two that fled in like legitimate terror of the lunacidal maniac trying to kill them.
Lunacidal?
Yeah,
That's
that's a word. It
that-
said
That's a person,
thus
that's
it
a
has
person who
become.
kills lunatics.
that is floss.
I am not. What?
Yeah,
I am not trying to kill anyone.
you're
Was
not
that a
doing a
person
good
who
job
kills
at not
millions?
trying to kill anyone.
But you guys.
Before we wrap up, so the plan is we're going to keep the nomads away from this scene. Hental wants to track down the other two
Yes.
freed slaves that ran off.
Yes.
And
Hey, can we do a quick innocence body count here? Because there's only one of us that's holding that. Yeah, you, Flossie.
Gideon is wounded and needs to be hauled on a sled. And Ren, you're giving me a horrified look there, Christy. What's going through your head right now?
You killed the two
I'm
Unidor
wondering
guys.
what to do.
Wait, no, they're evil. That's fine.
Right.
Which
But
one
those
was
are bad guys.
Which one died?
Yeah, you only killed one innocent. That's what we're saying.
But I
Arturk,
didn't kill him on
Arsturk.
purpose.
What was the what was your murder victim's name?
It
Guy
sounded
that I
like-
ducked behind because I was scared.
Yeah.
That's not really a murder.
No, that's clear
It's-
murder.
His name was Arsturk. No, I
That's
didn't
manslaughter
go.
at best.
Right.
I'm gonna pull
I mean,
you
I'm
in
not a
front of me
lawyer.
so you
Second
Degree.
die.
It's not
That
premeditated,
would be
not
murder.
first degree murder. There's no premeditation here. There was
It's an
panic. So it's second
accident.
degree. Second degree murder.
God, guys.
I
You
tripped,
just
she
wait.
fell, the knife landed in her heart. I don't know what happened. Not my
you
fault.
just wait until you have an accident. Rude.
The vitriolic hatred that I have for you cannot be properly expressed in words.
I love you too.
We can't leave his body here.
What else are
We
we
can't
going to
bring it
do
with us. The Sand People, Nomad guys that have been super helpful and friendly are basing that decision off us freeing slaves,
They're
not killing them.
They're understanding in the fact that the planetary security opened fire on you guys, and people can take bullets when that happens. So they're
If
going
the
to.
other two relay the information that Flossie picked one up and used him as a literal human shield, they're probably not going to be as
In the
forgiving.
interest of party survival, we can say that doesn't happen.
Okay.
Gosh.
Fear is for the weak. Get over yourself. Stop killing people. That's all I'm saying. Don't kill people.
him.
The nomads assist with funerary ceremony in the sand. You actually get to see a ceremony that this tribe does to honor their fallen in battle, and there's one part of this ceremony that is not gross or disturbing, but just kind of strangely touching. Steve, what is that part of the ritual?
How come all I can think of is Fight Club when they start repeating the person's name? His name was Robert Paulson, just over and over and over.
We can go with that.
The first rule of Sand People funeral rites is you don't talk about Sand People funeral rites.
You do get the sense that you're probably the only off-worlders to see something like this.
Okay, yeah, something like that. Just a kind of a denaming.
Yeah, that works. And it's kind of as a way, they repeat the name repeatedly so the sand remembers the name of the fallen.
And now Flossie will remember the name of the
Of her
fallen.
victim.
Well, there we go. And we're going to end the episode there. And hopefully next time we'll be less messed up.
And thanks for listening to the show. We'd like to thank Another Dead Weirdo, Sulfuric, Peace Loving Games, and Tabletop Audio. And thanks most of all to our fans and listeners. Your reviews keep us going, so please rate us, review us, and subscribe to our show anywhere and everywhere. We will read your feedback on the air. If you want to keep up with the chaos, find us on Facebook and Twitter. Stay tuned for more chaos.
Three Azamar and a Tiefling awaken in a strange world with no memory of how or why they're there. Join Briathos, Bizdira, Flick, Kit, and their friendly neighborhood dungeon master DM Jazzy Hands as they explore this new world and try to regain their memories, all the while making friends with a tribe of kobolds, playing matchmaker, and much more. The Last Refuge is a weekly homebrewed Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. The Last Refuge, available wherever you download your podcasts.